Now, hi there, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Ensure that you subscribe. My good name is Sakwa. I've had a little bit of a challenge when it comes to my voice. I had an influenza, a flu attack, and I just don't know, like this attack wanted my voice to completely, it's been 3 days, but I'm recovering slowly by slowly. And if you check out my other videos, you can see that my voice is super clear. But yeah, I'm healing slowly by slowly, and today at least I can even be able to utter, the syllable. Now, I want us to go through some of the expenditures that the government has spent, uh, the monies that have been spent in dubious, projects, and some of the scandals that are now being exposed and coming to the limelight, especially to the public. I have a list here from a report from Margaret Nyakango, one of the government's auditor general. And according to Margaret Nyakango's report, Ruto's office spent, that is President Ruto's office spent 1 billion Kenya shillings on advisors. And then 2.2 million Kenya shillings was spent daily. The Office of the President in General Expenditure had a budget of 4.6 billion Kenya shillings. But then the shocking part is 2.2 million Kenya shillings being spent daily on printing. That's ridiculous. Now, let me just break it down to you. 817 million Kenya shillings is spent annually on printing services. 68 million is being spent monthly, and then 2.2 million now daily. That's the total amount, 817. Now, on advisory services, this is what the President Office spent. On the Kenya-Sudan advisory, it spent 62 million. On the Power of Mercy advisory, the government spent 46 million Kenya shillings. And then to counter terrorism, 450 million Kenya shillings was spent. Economic and Social Affairs, 97 million Kenya shillings was spent. And then on General Administration, 1.9 billion Kenya shillings was spent. On Leadership and Coordination Services, 76 million Kenya shillings was spent. But again, remember, beg your pardon, the President House has a project of refurbishing the State House and now even building the church, a project that could cost 1.2 billion Kenya shillings. So when it comes to coordination, that's 11 billion Kenya shillings. For refurbishment is 399, and then on statutory benefits for retired deputy president and president, 548 million Kenya shillings is being spent, a ridiculous huge amount of money right over there. And that's why you're seeing, there's a lot of public uproar, criticism, and whatnot. Now, when it comes to matters universal health coverage, the tie for care comes into question. This includes the universal health coverage staff that are here. Most of their payments have been halted, have not yet been disbursed. And the cabinet secretary who's in the spotlight right now is Aiden Duale. There's move to actually have him impeached because there's been just unaccounted for, unrecorded, and huge sums of amount of money have been looted in the SHA scandal. So according to the hospitals that are claiming pay from SHA, in total there were 85 hospitals. Beg your pardon, 85 hospitals, and this hospital has been in the spotlight. That is Ladnan Hospital, owned by SHA chairman, that was recently flagged for receiving huge amounts of money. And according to this report, it says by October 2024, Ladnan Hospital, that's owned by SHA chairman, had received up to 195 million as payments to its claims and services it offered. But again, you remember Marcia Mongangi during the COVID-19, where the former health cabinet secretary, now agriculture, Mutahi Kagwe, she's now the chief executive of SHA. She says that a total of 45 health facilities were suspended, and they were claiming an amount of up to 82.7 billion Kenya shillings in terms of payments. Beg your pardon. But again, that raised a lot, and Cabinet Secretary Health, that is Eden Duale, has said 2.1 billion was intended to be disbursed to the sensitive facilities has been halted and is under scrutiny. And we can even see what's happening with this hospital during the transition from NHIF to SHA. According to the Auditor's General report, Nancy Gathungu, last year, and even the other year as well, she said that there's a lot of money that was swindled. I remember there's a time as well her report said that there's an amount of money that was paid, that was erroneously paid to people's accounts and they couldn't account for it. That again just brings to question, how can a whole health facility docket do erroneous payments and it's able to not to trace it? That's another question as well that still remains. When it comes to employment of former NHIF and now SHA, because there was that transition and it was from the staff, they were told either you'll be laid off and go home, or you have to continue your stint with us. But again, Eden Duale came and said, you know what, that's according to UHC and what they'll decide. So there's some staff that was sent home that were working for NHIF, and there's those that have stayed. So it's murky waters right over there. But 82.7 billion claims in terms of payments from even unidentified and ghost facilities is ridiculous. What do you make of this? I'd like to hear from you.